Step 1. Figure out the conclusion of the argument. You see this second boldface is the conclusion of the argument, or in other words, to say that the original plan is not a good plan is the conclusion of the argument. Either you put it this way or this way, it is the same thing. Step 2 is to link the two boldfaces with the conclusion. Now see, the first boldface suggests that why the first plan is not good, and therefore the first boldface supports the conclusion of the argument, and therefore the second boldface is the conclusion of the argument, an alternate plan that the argument proposes as a better option. So with this groundwork, let's look at the answer choices. Look at answer choice A. Yes, assumption is a fine term for the first boldface. Even consideration is a fine term, so the terms used are all right. An assumption that forms the basis for a course of action that the argument criticizes. No. See, this first boldface is a part of the criticism. This is not something that forms the basis for the course of action that the argument criticizes. This is not the basis of the older original plan. This is a criticism for the same. So answer choice A can just not be correct. Look at answer choice B. Yes, the first has been used to oppose a certain strategy, the original timeline. So this first part is all right here. Look at the second part. The second is a consideration that is used to cast doubt on that assumption. No, the second has not been used to cast any doubt on the first boldface here. See, the first and the second boldface are in sync, and therefore to say that the second has been used to cast doubt on something that the first said would not be correct. So this second part here is not correct. Answer choice B should be eliminated. The first is a consideration raised to explain the appeal of a certain strategy. See, the first boldface here criticizes the first strategy and it does not say anything good about the second strategy. So this is not the best way of putting it. However, a bigger problem lies in the second half of the answer choice. See, if at all we say that the first has been used to explain the appeal of a certain strategy, it means we are talking about the second strategy here, okay? And then it says that the second is a consideration raised to call into question the wisdom of adopting that strategy. Which strategy? The same strategy here. Okay, this certain strategy is the strategy talked about in the second boldface. The second boldface cannot be calling into question its own strategy. So answer choice D is a very weird answer choice. This is not going to be correct. Look at answer choice E now. A very good job with the first half here. The first is a consideration raised to show that adopting a certain strategy, that means the older strategy here, is unlikely to achieve the intended effect. So yes, a good job with the first half here. The second is presented to explain the appeal of that strategy. So what strategy are we talking about here? This certain strategy that we're talking about here is the first strategy here. And no, the second does not explain the appeal of this first strategy. It's a beautiful question. You have to really understand what is going on. There are two strategies under discussion. You have to understand which strategy is which. So the second part here is not correct. Answer choice E should be eliminated. Let's confirm answer choice C now. We know that the argument is against this strategy. This is the conclusion. The first boldface gives a reason for the criticism of the first strategy and therefore it supports the second strategy. The second boldface suggests a better strategy that has been supported by the first boldface as well as by the argument. C, answer choice C says that the first is an assumption. See that the government will change, technology shall advance, inflation will halve. All of these are assumptions. So assumption is a good term here. So yes, the first is an assumption that has been used to oppose a certain strategy. That's correct. And the second boldface presents the course of action endorsed by the argument. Yes, the second boldface is the plan that the argument recommends. Answer choice C does a good job with explaining the role played by the first boldface and the role played by the second boldface. C is the correct answer choice.